I have a self-confidence problem. Just ask anyone in my circle of friends and they'll be more than happy to confirm this fact for you. The problem stems from mine, and most people's, ability to conceive outpacing their ability to create. A most annoying issue when creativity is your bread and butter, as I'm sure most people's are who are watching this channel. Because of this disconnect, a lot of artists, and especially myself, spend exorbitant amounts of time desperately attempting to close the gap between what we envision and what we create. Even when we finally finish a piece, it's never as grand as the idea that spawned its creation, and over time, our pursuit of perfection becomes an almost psychotic endeavor, all the while our own self-confidence continues to be whittled away as we begin to equate this gap in quality with failure, despite continuing to amass a large body of work, which most people would consider success. This is a problem. It's a problem because, at the end of the day, it's honestly a complete waste of time. Perfection is nothing but a fleeting, abstract concept that exists only in the minds of the tortured artists. Perfection is unattainable, and even getting your work to a level you find personally acceptable is a point that is constantly in flux as your skills improve. Chasing the horizon is a pretty apt analogy, and its pursuit just as worthwhile. In light of this, I think we as creators would benefit massively from switching gears and focusing less on getting something perfect and more on getting something done. Because unlike perfection, we can actually finish something. It's something that is completely doable. It isn't some intangible concept that exists only in our minds, it's a concrete goal. I've been in this trap personally, in case the beginning of this video didn't clue you into that. Back in high school, I had tried starting a comic project. I had the entire story planned out, all the characters, and knew exactly where I wanted to go with the entire thing. So I got started. I got the first few pages done, but decided they weren't good enough. So I scrapped what I had, practiced some more, and went to redo it. I ended up redoing this first chapter 5 times over the course of 5 years before eventually just giving up on the story entirely. To this day, I wonder how much better I would be at storytelling now if I just let myself learn through experience as opposed to putting these impossible standards upon myself. I ended up getting nothing out of the effort I put into redoing that project over and over again. That's what pursuing perfection got me. Absolutely nothing. And if you let it rule you, that's all you're gonna get out of it as well. Just a few months ago though, inspiration struck again, and in a big way, and I started this new original illustration / motion comic project called Sorceress Lost. A project like this was larger in scope and more technically complex than anything I had attempted to tackle before. So I planned everything out, bit the bullet, and got started again. I would be lying if I said I didn't start out seeking perfection with this project. I had a very clear vision of what I was hoping to accomplish, as nearly every creative project does. In the end though, the first few bits of SL turned out nowhere near the level of visual fidelity I wanted to achieve. And after finishing a few big posts for the project, I stopped. I couldn't help it. I just felt so discouraged that this new project had been so exciting for me, and it wasn't turning out the way I envisioned it. It was maddening, and for the last 2 months, I've been in complete creative rut as a result of this, not working on anything for fear of it not being as flawless as I envisioned in my mind. But this is stupid. Nothing that anyone ever does can be perfect. If I let this mindset trap me again, it's gonna be my high school comic all over again, and I can't let that happen. Earlier this year, I set a deadline for myself, a trailer for Sorceress Lost by January, and the first post on March 15th. When I let go of perfection and focused on finishing and meeting a deadline, I got a ton of work done on Sorceress Lost, more work than I'd done almost in the entire year before it. But as soon as I let myself slow down, doubt crept back in, and I found myself paralyzed for almost 2 months. Just yesterday, I decided to keep going with Sorceress Lost. Even if it isn't what I wish it could be, it can still be finished. It can still be mine. Finishing is something to be proud of in and of itself, even if the finished product isn't exactly what I'd hoped it would be. This is my new personal credo when it comes to creative work. Not to devalue doing something well, but understanding that trying to bridge the gap between vision and reality is something that just can't be done. To blindly pursue that is a waste of time. Better to have a large body of completed work and see your ideas through and improve naturally than be stuck in a never-ending cycle of overly critical nitpicking that prevents you from ever finishing anything. It's certainly a difficult thing to do, overcoming that desire for perfection, and knowing where to draw the line between putting in the requisite effort and when you're chasing the intangible again is hard. But for all the effort, when I hit that golden mean, it never fails to pay off. Try it sometime. My name is Tom Oliver, and you've been watching Rebel Pixels, a channel dedicated to helping indie creatives create the best work they can here on the internet. If you like what you saw, give this video a thumbs up. If you thought it was bad, give it a thumbs down and tell me why you didn't like it. I'll try and get better. I didn't waste the time trying to make this video perfect. I just did my best and got it done. So, if you like this channel, if you like seeing videos like this, you want to see more, I do creative videos every week. So hit that subscribe button there or there, wherever it is, and join the family and join the discussion. My question for you today is, have you ever been trapped like this before? Imperfection, always trying to make it as good as it is in your mind and never quite reaching it? Or maybe you can. Maybe you're one of those few people that their visions can come out exactly the way you imagine it. If you are, tell me your secret. I'd really like to know. That's all I got for you guys this week. I'll catch you all later. So until next time, I'm Tom Oliver. This is Rebel Pixels, and I'm reminding you guys that we might be indie, but that doesn't mean we have to be alone. I'll catch you all next week.